good to have you with us. You have certainly been vocal and on the record in believing that TikTok ought to be banned here. I wonder, is there anything the CEO could say in Congress that might either change your mind or assure you that there's another way short of a ban that could take care of the concerns you have?
It's been really difficult at this point. The last couple of weeks, in fact, months in particular, the tide has really been moving out on TikTok at an accelerating clip. We just had last month a new report come out where TikTok had to admit that, in fact, they'd been surveilling the locations of specific U.S. reporters that have been writing unfavorable stories about the company. And so I think it's going to be very difficult at this point for the CEO to come here and say anything that's going to really give me assurances that we can put in place some sort of protections. Again, we've been negotiating, the federal government has, with TikTok for a number of months now. They've had every incentive to be on their best possible behavior. And yet during that time period, that's when they've surveilled the locations of U.S. journalists. That's when, ahead of our midterm elections, they targeted U.S. politicians for criticism ahead of the election. So there's a lot of concerns right now, and basically it comes down to trust. And I don't see how you rebuild that at this point.
It might be certainly difficult to reestablish trust, but is it just about trust and what you consider bad faith by the company, or are there just practical constraints to simply hiving off the data, having U.S. official eyes on it and making sure it's not misused or whatever the other concerns might be? I mean, we're talking about a world where, you can only use certain sports betting apps in certain states, and the app knows where you are, and you can have these firewalls. I wonder what the impediments are here.
Well, I think it's clear, practically speaking, that we can move forward with a ban. This would be done out of the Treasury Department. The Biden administration has a group there called CFIUS. Other countries have done this. India has put a ban in place. We've now seen upwards of 30 states ban TikTok from government devices in those states. There's other precedents. CFIUS had national security concerns with an app called Grindr based on some ownership based in Beijing. That app ended up being sold. So I think that very practically we can do this. And frankly, TikTok in some ways is uniquely replaceable because a lot of people think about TikTok like normal social media, like a Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, where you're building a network of people you follow. TikTok's very different. As soon as you go onto the application, it starts feeding you content from an algorithm based in Beijing. So you could replace that fairly quickly and switch users over to alternative platforms that don't present the same national security, but also mental health challenges.
Sure. I guess I was wondering if these other proposals, which would essentially to allow TikTok to continue to operate here, but more or less just sequester the data and have it run on servers that are domestically based.
Yeah, I don't see that working out in this particular circumstance for a couple reasons. One, there's a story over this summer that got internal communications from TikTok officials talking about exactly that type of deal and protections, and the TikTok officials themselves said that it remains to be seen, even with those protections, whether product and engineering, meaning Beijing, can still get access to the data. There's another story that had TikTok officials in L.A. meeting outside business hours, outside the office, attempting to get detailed information about the Oracle servers where this data would be held, including the location of those servers. And so I think that's clear to me that even TikTok officials aren't sure that they can trust these protections that we put in place.
You mentioned that to some degree this can be done, or maybe it can be done entirely through Treasury and through the CFIUS process. But do you expect that it really requires legislation to do what you would hope to do?
There's bipartisan interest on that front. Frankly, I think this is one where it's teed up right now for the Treasury Department. I think they should take action now because we're exposed right now. All these new protections that I don't think will be enough. Even those aren't in place right now. But we could see action in Congress as well. There's bipartisan interest, as I mentioned. Congressman Gallagher from Wisconsin, Republican. Congressman Krishnamurthy from Illinois, Democrat, are together on a bill that would ban TikTok nationwide. Those are two members of House Intelligence Committee. On the Senate side, you got Democrat Senator Mark Warner, chairman of Senate Intel, who has said that TikTok is an enormous threat and says, in his words, that it scares the dickens out of him. So I do think that there's growing bipartisan concern, and also coalescing around the idea that a ban is really what it takes, given the level of trust that has been destroyed by TikTok's own actions. Again, there's a saying that your actions speak so loud I can't hear what you're saying. And I think that's the case with TikTok. When you look at the nefarious data flows, when you look at surveilling locations of journalists, when at first they denied it, I think that's very telling.
And just separately, we did mention these reports that the administration is looking to further cut off Huawei from, I guess, U.S. suppliers of equipment. Is that sensible at this point? Does it go towards similar ends in your mind?
Yeah, I think that we step in the right direction. The report is that the administration is potentially looking at additional action that would cut off less advanced chips to Huawei. Right now, they're already banned from advanced chips like 5G chips, and that's been an effective tool. I do think it would make sense to take a look at extending that as the reports indicate. But I think it does tee up that issue. If we have secure networks by removing Huawei and denying Huawei from U.S., we have to go the next step and pair that with action on the app front. So we have secure communications networks, but insecure apps running on it, then we haven't really taken care of the problem.